Hi folks, my name is Jeremy and thank you for visiting identitytheftreport.org. Today I just wanted to walk you through what Identity Force is and just how easy it is for you to be able to use Identity Force to be able to start protecting your identity literally 3 minutes from now if you so choose. You can follow the links from our site to go to the Identity Force enrollment screens. And those screens are just really easy to fill out. Just your vital information, name, address, phone number, social security number, and literally that's all it takes basically to activate an account with Identity Force and to get one-click dashboard just like mine where you can see everything that's going on with your identity right away. So taking a look at my dashboard, let's kind of walk through what Identity Force has to offer for you. As you can see, the dashboard has 3 important components plus a quick links area right over here where if I have any questions or I feel like I need to change my password or if I need access to any forms, I can just easily go over to these links, get my helpful forms, and be on my way. This is the Helpful Resource Center. So going back to the dashboard, let's take a look first at the Message and Alert Center. This is just where I can see any messages or alerts that are going on in regards to my identity. Not all of these are actually specific things that are going on with me. Let's, for instance, take a look at this one right here, an identity threat needs your attention. And as you can see, it's actually in regards to Countrywide Home Loans and something that has happened back in January in regards to what happened at Countrywide and what their scheme was to potentially steal and sell sensitive personal information. An employee there was looking to steal and sell sensitive personal information, including social security numbers. And so, since once upon a time I myself had a mortgage at Countrywide, it's an important thing to know about because I might need to have my identity shored up a little bit and get my defenses in there. There's also other alerts in here. A change of address monitoring alert. This just lets me know if there's my information being used to change my address. So if somebody has filed through the Postal Service a change of address form and put my name on it, and so they're trying to get my mail at an address that they can control, this is going to alert me right here that there's something going on and that I need to fix it. And then something that is important to me because I've got 3 kids of my own, sex offender monitoring alert. And this just lets me know that if there's a sex offender moving into the area, into my neighborhood, that I can be aware of the fact and make sure that my kids are going to stay safe. Not saying that that person's going to reoffend right away, but better safe than sorry in my book, especially when it comes to kids. There's also plenty of other alerts, such as a credit monitoring alert. Lets me know if my credit card's being used in a way that I don't want it to be used. And there's even a proactive credit monitoring alert. Now, this just lets me know that there's something going on with my credit and that I need to pay attention to it. Now, below the Message and Alert Center here is the Identity Health Score and Report. Now, as you can see, my score is a nice 293. It's still in the green, even though the stuff with Countrywide is still going on. It's still in the green. I'll take that. If your score is in the yellow, that's a medium risk or an elevated risk. And if it's in the red, it's a high risk. Now, I can also view the full report about my identity health here. And it just basically tells me on this page how Identity Force calculates my identity health score and kind of confirms for me that I'm at a low risk of fraud by 6 points. But you know what? I'll still take it because green is good. And so we're going back to the dashboard here and we're going to take a look at completing my activation. Now, this is something that everybody's going to have to do just because when you give Identity Force your personal information on the sign-up screens, you're not giving them all the information, as you'll see, because you didn't include any bank accounts, you didn't include any credit cards, you didn't include any medical accounts perhaps. You're also going to potentially have a fraud alert reminder, and you're also going to be asked if you wanted to download your free annual credit report. So we're going to start here. We're going to talk about downloading my free annual credit report. It's really easy because all I have to do is plug in my social security number. No, this is not my social security number. If it was, it'd be famous. Um, and you can then request your free credit report through any one of the credit bureaus, or you can request all of them. Now, you only get one of these every 12 months, so you can either request all of them right away, or you can do like I do, where I choose one every 4 months, and then I get one from Experian, one from Equifax, and one from TransUnion, and I can then be able to just kind of keep an eye on my credit throughout the year. And that's just an easy way to keep track of it. So now if I want to add a bank account here, I just go to the bank account monitoring page, I click to activate it, and then I add my new bank account. And literally you just punch in the account number and the routing number that's at the bottom of your check. So just pull out your checkbook, grab your routing numbers, and just stick them in, and voila, your bank account is registered. So it's the same thing. If you need to activate your credit card, you just activate by going to it, add a new credit card, and then you punch in your credit card number, and then you add it. And same with the medical account monitoring. And medical fraud is one of the highest and fastest growing forms of identity theft today, because it's with the high cost of healthcare, people are looking for other ways to be able to get the healthcare they need without actually having to pay for it. And so identity thieves will literally go into a hospital with your identity, use your medical benefits, get treatments from the doctors, and then not only do the bills come to you, but the medical file that is yours now has become the medical file of the identity thief. And that's pretty serious, especially when you're talking about complications from, say, diabetes, where your medical file might no longer have diabetes registered as a condition, and so you're trying to get your insulin and you just can't get it. So it's pretty important to get your medical accounts monitored. Identity Force does a great job at it, and so I'm just plugging in my account number here to add my medical account, and it's really that easy to have Identity Force start monitoring my medical information. And so we've kind of taken a look at the dashboard. We've looked at the services that I've got here that I've been able to activate. Now there's an alerts and reports page where I can break down my alerts and reports a little more succinctly than you can from the dashboard. Now you see on the identity alerts and reports, I also get access to my identity health score as well. I get the report right there in the middle of the screen. And then I can see all the identity alerts that are specific here to just my identity, instead of seeing all the alerts that are there just in one bundle. And then if I want to see the credit alerts, I can see that I don't have any reports that are credit alerts, but I do have that proactive credit monitoring alert that we looked at. And then there's also a section for public records, and that's court records, the sex offender monitoring alert, change of address, and so on and so forth. One of the nice things about Identity Force is if you're running a PC platform, there's a set of online protection tools that you can download. This is included with your Identity Force account, and all you have to do is click the download button and then download now. If you want to manage your account information, it's really easy to do. As you can see your registration information right here. You can see my fake address that's in Seattle right there. And it's easy to edit it, and then you can also add your billing information right here and make the changes just from one click. You really just click it once, it pulls up the screen that's very similar to your enrollment screen right here, and then you just save the information. And that's really all you have to do. And then one of my favorite things about Identity Force is the Resource Center, where you have access to a bunch of tools that you can use to be able to better protect not only your identity, but to be able to protect your financial well-being and to get to know identity theft a little bit more and get to know what the terms are, and just to be able to empower yourself to have a better knowledge about identity theft. So on the Resource Center parent page here, as you can see, there are several links to great information that you can just download to your computer on your own time. From contacts to being able to protect your identity, to the Consumer Action Handbook, Consumer Action websites, how to file a complaint, sample complaint letters so that you can get it noticed right away, and then even sample letters to opt out of marketing lists which is a very important thing as well, because pre-approved credit offers are just one of the mainstays of identity theft, because all an identity thief has to do is pull a pre-approved credit offer or credit offer out of your mailbox and send it in, use their address, and they've got your credit card and a new credit line. So yeah, it's really that easy to have your identity stolen. There's a frequently asked questions page, which is great, which gives you just some basic knowledge about identity theft, answers to what is identity theft, so that you can just get a quick Q&A to empower yourself right away to be able to fight identity thieves before they can come and strike and take away what you've worked so hard to earn. Now, the calculator page is a good one too. I love the calculator page because not only will it compare loans, but it'll also compare credit cards and how much you might be paying in interest, just a comparison in interest rates, how much it might save you to buy an auto instead of lease an auto. And one of my favorite things is the debt consolidation calculator, where you can literally go through your different payments and principals and see how much you can end up saving by comparing your current debt and to getting a consolidation loan. So that's a really great thing to have for me personally. Lets me save up to $1,000 every month if I keep my budget in check. And then there's also this glossary, and I love the glossary too because there's so many terms. Identity theft has its own language, and when you're just coming into protecting yourself with identity theft, against identity theft, and wanting to make sure that you have everything set up and in place, people start throwing out terms like acquisition fee, or AKA, or annual rate of return, and you're like, what is that? Well, whatever it might be, you can just pick a letter, and you can know what the COBA code is right there. It's a really great resource to be able to use, just so that you can continue that process of empowering yourself. And one of the things that is fun to do through the protection tools is to just kind of go through and look to see how much at risk you are of having your identity stolen. And so I actually ended up scoring a 6 on this the first time I took it, which means, hey, your risk of identity theft is high. That's awesome. But it just gives you a check to see what you're doing every day with your routines and your habits, and so that you can better protect yourself on your own. And that's just a great resource to have, so that you can fight identity theft not only through Identity Force and what they can do, but on your own, in your own home, just making sure that you're protecting your information. And then finally, as you can see, they have a 1877 number that you can call during regular business hours just for any questions. That's 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But if you're the victim of identity theft, you can also call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for an identity restoration advisor. And they also have an easy email if you just have a quick email that you have to type up. I love using emails because then I can fire off a question right away. So that's the run through that we have regarding Identity Force's service. Again, my name was Jeremy, and I just wanted to say thank you once again for visiting identitytheftreport.org, and I hope you enjoyed what you've seen regarding Identity Force. I love how easy they are to use, and I know that if you sign up for them, you will too.